Hi everyone, I'm Bee. Welcome back to Read and Roam. I'm at the library trying to find a good book to read, but I got a bit distracted. I saw some posters on a bulletin board here and noticed something interesting. Let me show you. Hurry! Art classes start tomorrow. Last chance! Sign up today. Join us for yoga in the park, where you'll relax and enjoy the fresh air. So I noticed these two feel different to read. This one feels fast, and this one feels slow. But why? What is it about the way the sentences are written that makes them different? I'm going to check out some books that'll help us explore this idea and meet you back at the studio. Just like those posters, authors can make stories feel fast or slow to read too. One way is through pacing. Pacing is how fast or slow a story feels when you read it. That doesn't mean how quickly you read, it means how quick it feels to read. I'll show you what I mean by reading two texts about a storm. They use the same number of words and describe the same thing, but they're written a little differently. As I read, think about the pacing and what stands out to you about each text. I opened the door. Outside, the wind howled, thunder rumbled, boom, lightning flashed across the sky. I opened the door and went outside just as thunder rumbled and lightning flashed across the sky. Which one felt faster to read? The pacing in the first one probably felt faster. Why do you think that is? Look at the text and think about what's different. This text is made up of short sentences. Each one moves quickly and gets straight to the point. The second one probably felt slower because it's just one long sentence. It uses commas and words like and to help it flow slowly. These are differences in sentence structure. When we talk about the structure of a sentence, we're referring to how an author builds a sentence, specifically the words they choose and the order they put them in. Authors use a mix of short and long sentence structures, depending on how fast or slow they want the story to feel. But why would authors want some parts to feel faster than others? Well, pacing doesn't just affect the speed, it also affects how we feel. I'll read a short story to show you what I mean. Tall trees lined the river, their branches swaying gently in the breeze. I stepped forward and looked across the water at my friends, smiling. Let's pause here for a second. This part has lots of long sentences that give us details about the setting, so the pacing feels slow. But how did you feel when we read it? It makes me feel pretty calm and happy. Authors often use long sentences to slow down the story and to try to make us feel calm. As I continue reading, keep thinking about how the text makes you feel. I gulped hard. My heart raced. I tightened my fingers around the rope and stared ahead, trying to steady my breathing. I was scared, really scared. I held on tightly, bent my knees, and counted to 3. Then I jumped as high as I could. What about that part? Are the sentences long or short? There's a mix here, so this part feels fast and slow. It describes how nervous the character is and builds up to them jumping. How did this part make you feel? It made me feel tense. Tense is when you're unsure what'll happen next, like you're nervously waiting for something to happen. In this part, the short sentences are quick and straight to the point, while the long ones are packed with action and detail. Authors sometimes use long and short sentences together to try to make readers feel tense. Okay, let's read the last part. Whoosh! I was soaring. The wind roared. My eyes watered. I'm flying! I shouted. What sentence structure do you notice here? These sentences are definitely short, which means the pacing feels pretty fast. Did this part make you feel calm or tense? Or did you feel something else? This part made me feel excited. Everything happens quickly, and each sentence is full of action, one after another. Authors often use short sentences like this to make the story feel fast and to try to make readers feel excited. Now, let's read a new text. As I read, try to figure out if the author wants readers to feel calm, tense, or excited with their sentence structure. Ready? Let's go. I stood behind the curtains. My hands shook. I peeked out at the large crowd packed tightly into every row, waiting for the show to start. I felt hot. Too hot. I closed my eyes for a moment, wishing I could fast forward to the end of the show. The director nodded at me. It was time. Let's stop here for a moment. How did it feel to read that part? Do you think the author wanted us to feel calm, tense, or excited? Pause the video here to decide. Feel free to reread it and review your notes to help you. Based on what we just learned, authors use a mix of short and long sentences because they want readers to feel tense. And I was definitely feeling it here. I can picture the character's nervous energy and the big crowd waiting. I feel kind of nervous for the character, like I'm wondering what will happen next. So let's find out. I stepped out. The crowd cheered. I spoke my first line, loud, clear, strong. I moved across the stage. I hit every mark. I danced. I sang. The story was coming alive. What did you think of that part? Pause the video to identify if the pacing felt fast or slow, then record whether you think the author mostly wanted us to feel excited, tense, or calm. Feel free to read this part again and check your notes to help you. Let's check together. That part had lots of short sentences, so the pacing felt fast. The author also probably used that short structure to make readers feel excited. Each sentence about the character's performance was snappy and full of action. Great work! Today, we learned that authors often use long sentences to make text feel slow and calm, short ones to make it feel fast and exciting, and a mix of structures to make us feel tense. But that's not always the case. How you feel can depend on many things, like the events in a story or the author's choice of words. We'll explore this in more videos in the future. Hey, at the start of this video, we saw some posters. Remember how each one felt different to read? Let's take another look. Hurry! Art classes start tomorrow. Last chance. Sign up today. Has short sentences, making it feel fast, urgent, and exciting to read. Join us for yoga in the park, where you'll relax and enjoy the fresh air. Is one long sentence, making it feel slow and calm to read. Next time you read a story or even a poster on a bulletin board, pay attention to this sentence structure, the pacing, and how it feels to read. And remember, where there are words, there's a world to explore. See you next time. Hey, hey.